everybody, to another great episode of Real Life Matters. Of course, I am your host, DBoss. I'm just reminding everybody that you could watch us on Caravision. We're in 28 different countries, including the UK. Also, if you're in Canada, you can get it on Bell 5, channel 658. And I'm on at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 12 a.m. We also go through the counterparts in the US, and you can see us there. And we're watched by 12 million daily viewers. So if you guys are tuning in, and you just don't have to just tune in to my show. There's a lot of other wonderful programming on the channel. So anyways, and if you missed any of my episodes with all my beautiful guests I've had on, you could just go to my YouTube channel and see that DBoss Networks, and you'll see everything there. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, you could go to DBoss_1 official, DBoss Real Life Matters, DBoss Networks. But anyways, I hope you guys have been doing your laughing tips for 15 minutes every day. And that's going to help you look youthful. It's going to help you release all those endorphins in your body. It's going to release some of the stress. If you don't have anybody to laugh with, just put on something funny that you could laugh. Or there's even classes, laughing classes. And also, if you want to keep your abs toned, the laughing tones your abs. I'm not saying you stop going to the gym, but you can do what you got to do and just do that for today. But it's always good. What you put out is what you're going to receive. So, you laugh, you're going to have a better positive attitude, and you're going to feel better about yourself. But now we're going to listen to one of our sponsors, Joanne James, and she's going to give us some tips. And we'll be right back with our special guest.
Welcome to Your Healthy Minute. I'm Joanne James, and today we're talking about exercise snacking. It's a fantastic way to incorporate physical activity into your day. And it looks like this: anywhere from 1 to 5 minutes. You can, when you're at work, go for a walk around the building, or you can take the stairs instead of the elevator. When you're at home, play with the kids, have an active game of tag. Or when you're watching TV during the commercial, stand, do some stretches, and then sit back down. There's always a way that you can incorporate exercise into your daily routine. So remember, try to take advantage of those moments during the day when you can actually stretch and feel better and feel energized. I'm Joanne James. This has been Your Healthy Minute. I look forward to seeing you the next time. Take care.
Well, thank you, Joanne James, and Healthy Snacky. And I'm not talking you're eating people. When you take a little break, you're going around and you're doing your thing. All right? So, you get up, you walk, you stretch. So I thank so much Joanne James for doing that for us. But today, the summertime in Toronto is something is it. So the Toronto summertime, everybody likes to be out, everybody likes to barbecue, and everybody's always building up now for the Toronto Caribbean Carnival 2023. And you know how that is here. A lot of people come into the city for this. A lot of people come into the place for this. A lot of people travel from all over the world to come into this. But we're going to find out a little bit more about the carnival, and we're going to find out all about it. She's the CEO, and her name is Mischka Crichton. So she's going to tell us all what's going on and the inside scoops and everything else. So with no further ado, here is Mischka.
Thanks for having me, DBoss. I really appreciate it.
Oh, I appreciate it too. But here at Real Life Matters, we like to know everybody's cultural background and where they come from.
Oh, I love sharing that because I do have some family that loves to tell me, like, you're Canadian, and that's it. But I was born in Scarborough and raised in Scarborough, so Canadian by birth. But my roots are in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That's where both my parents are from. That's where, not every summer, but more like every other summer as a kid, we'd go back and travel there. And I'm also so lucky that my mom is one of 5, and her whole family and her mother and father, they all immigrated to Canada. So I really grew up inside of like a very Vincentian household family kind of thing. So I'm Vincentian.
All right. So did you go to the Vincy picnic? Because we just had a whole set of people on from St. Vincent. We had.
Did you go to the Vincy picnic? I feel like you did. No?
I was gonna go, but I wasn't sure if it was gonna be raining or what it was gonna do.
That's like, I wish everybody's always telling me about these things that used to happen, especially in the 90s and the 80s, going to the island after, Carnival Saturday and Sunday. But yeah, the picnic, these are my memories as a child, like literally just being surrounded by so many people who my parents grew up with. It's just the cool thing about being in Toronto. And it's also the cool thing about, like I tell people, my parents didn't have to get on a plane to teach me about where we came from and what these people were like and how we engage with each other, because it was all here in Toronto.
Okay. All right. Well, of course, you're in the hot seat.
I am.
And I guess you probably get, wait, you're not from Trinidad and Tobago, TNT. How are you gonna really know about Carnival?
It's not just a Trini thing.
I know.
It is not just a Trini thing, but so much of our carnival is, based on, inspired by Trinidad and Tobago's carnival that they have. But I mean, when you go to all the other islands, they all have similar carnivals, but also little pieces of their own. And that's also another thing that makes this carnival so cool. We're like the most diverse Caribbean carnival because it's our parents and grandparents and our, people who literally came here and started it here from all these different islands, and we're in the most diverse city in the world. So I don't know, it's like this crazy energy of diversity and inclusivity, and yeah, I love it. But you're right, people are like, you're Vincy?
But you know what? But the thing is about it is that a lot of other islands like Barbados and I think St. Lucia, they have their carnival the same time as we have ours. So sometimes you don't get to see those people coming from those other islands because they're not going to leave here.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Some of them are overlapping. I don't know. We got to petition somebody to move their date. We'll see if it ever happens.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think so. Because a lot of people, because my background, my family comes from Barbados, so they all say,
first Bayesian band this year, Lux Carnival.
Oh, you got them.
Yeah. Well, they are repping so much of their designs this year incorporates the Triton that is on the Bayesian flags, which I think is so cool. But there's patriotism all over the place in this parade.
All right. Well, we know that the Toronto Caribbean Carnival name wasn't that, right? It was Caribana. That's what everybody. And then it went to Scotia Bank Carnival. Mm-hmm. So tell us, how it got started. This whole.
I would love to. The name Caribana, for starters, is one that we all love so much. It holds a place in everyone's heart. I've been jumping up in this parade since I was 4 years old. So that was when it still was Caribana on University Avenue.
Yes, remember that.
I just have videos of it. I can't say I remember it, but I've been in the parade like 35 times now. So I've seen it change so many times. But that beautiful name, about 15 years ago, licensing rights to use the name Caribana was sold to people outside of our community. And so when I say that, I mean they're not Black, not of African descent, not of Caribbean descent, not anything that you would imagine, or the people who you think should be the gatekeepers for this culture. And they use that name to make a lot of money. They sell hotel packages and other things. And we don't make a lot of money. Our organization is really a nonprofit organization that puts on quite a few free events. And it's really
so it is nonprofit. Okay, I didn't realize it was nonprofit.
Yes, so the Festival Management Committee is a nonprofit organization. We put on the main festival events, but of course, there's so many other things that happen in the city during that time. And everyone's affinity for the name Caribana, which we totally understand, it kind of hurts us as a community because right now, we've been in the media a lot asking for increase in funding and for emergency funding to meet our security needs. And part of that conversation is also the fact that there are other people making money off of the festival and not the festival itself. And this piece is so important to keep it alive so it can be sustained for years to come.
But it's this year, a lot of people are doing their own stuff in their own cities. And I'm like, that's not how Caravana, or that's not how the Toronto Caribbean Festival was. I remember when everybody went down, I think when they moved it to the lakeshore, that was
beautiful.
It was wonderful. Everybody could go, who was rebelling on one side and who wasn't was on the other side, could sit down on their lawn chair and just let the band go.
I know. Seeing, there's nothing like about 11 a.m., 12 p.m. in the afternoon on the parade day when you can see the lakeshore just flooded with beautiful costumes and people just enjoying themselves, enjoying each other, enjoying the day. It's the best feeling in the world. We sometimes have a lot of uninvited guests, something that we call stormers, but we've really been trying to, get the message out about what this festival is really about, a celebration of our emancipation, our freedom from slavery, and how important it is, and how you can support the festival by buying tickets to be a spectator or by purchasing a costume from one of our mass bands and participating in the parade.
All right, so we know you're the CEO, but what is your role in all of this?
So I guess I have the overall oversight. I have the oversight on the entire organization. So the Festival Management Committee produces the Toronto Caribbean Carnival, but we also have our Building Black Entrepreneurship program that's going into its third year now, that supports Black businesses, Black entrepreneurs, new or already existing. And part of that is also recognizing that the carnival itself is its own ecosystem of businesses. Our mass bands, our suppliers, our food vendors, all of these people contribute to making this carnival come alive, but they're all entrepreneurs too that are specifically and directly involved that affect our business. So we not only want to support them so that they can grow their businesses and see those dreams come to fruition, but we also want to strengthen the carnival ecosystem so that we can all elevate this whole festival together, as an entire team. Something else that we also are doing right now are our education programs. So one of the things I love in schools right now is how much diversity I do see being celebrated. I see, Chinese New Year, Diwali, Ramadan, and that is beautiful. But there's a whole group of kids that don't fit into any of the celebrations that happen right now in school. And Black History Month is great, but it's not necessarily showcasing this unique culture of this huge population of people, the Caribbean diaspora, that really is a huge population in Toronto itself. So one of our initiatives is making sure that our history, our celebration is included and celebrated in schools. We had a pilot program this year with the Toronto District School Board, and we know that that's a concerted effort to pay attention to and build our future leaders. Because when I was in school, there wasn't anything that really represented me and my family. Only my sister was the only other person I knew in school that was a part of the carnival. And to see now in some schools where we've done this pilot program, children of all different backgrounds making costumes, wearing them. We had a beautiful assembly that ended in a parade, dancing to soca music, singing along to those songs, and understanding where this festival came from. Those children are getting so much out of it. The ones who it's their culture, and also the ones who it's not their culture, because it just builds more empathy and a society that we all want to be a part of.
Well, a lot of people like to see, the costumes, and every race can participate in this. And this is something that the Toronto Caribbean Festival you know, that's something that you guys do. But a lot of people are saying, you know, why are the costumes priced so high this year?
You know, I think like all things, it's just hard to find any supplies at the prices that we were all used to, let's say pre-COVID. You know, our stakeholders, I heard one, you know, band leader, and the price for rent is over $75,000 to be able to rent a warehouse where you can create these beautiful pieces. We have some of our steel pan bands who are practicing under bridges because, again, this art form is not really supported by the outside of our community. The cost of the costumes, the cost of the material, the cost to put a truck on the road, the cost to feed people, everything has skyrocketed. And the festival itself, we also are, I mean, from 40 to 60%, we're seeing increases in everything across the board. So I think what we're seeing is just all businesses having to make an adjustment to reconcile that.
Yeah, because some people are saying that they want to participate, but the price, they can't personally afford that. When before they used to get a lot of sponsorships for the people who was going to be wearing the costumes and stuff, you know. So, you know, I'm
Yeah,
just
and
wow.
I would encourage them to also check out some of the smaller bands where there might be a less demand for those certain sections, that they might find something a little bit more affordable.
Mhm.
I would also say go into these mass camps and talk to the band leaders. We're truly a community.
Okay.
We want people to participate, reach out, start a conversation, get interested. There's many ways that you can be a part of this culture and participate and contribute to the festival that isn't necessarily maybe wearing a costume as well.
You just come whatever you have on.
Listen, it's really like a come one, come all, come as you are. You said something earlier that made me want to mention that our theme this year is diversity and culture lived
Okay.
here. You know, and that's because it lives inside of the carnival, it lives inside of Toronto. It's a major piece of the of Canada, period. We want people to know that this is a festival and a celebration that anybody can come to and feel welcome to, and also feel like they are a part of something. I've heard people say, "Oh, I don't know, I don't have anybody to go with." And I just want them to know,
You
like,
don't need to go.
you
You
don't
don't need to
need
know
to go.
everybody.
Exactly. You know, if there's ever a time when if you went somewhere by yourself, you will quickly not be alone. Um,
Yes.
it's on the Grand Parade Day. So I just wish
And then
people
plus a
would
lot of people go down there to see people they haven't seen in years.
listen. My dad goes every year to some tree that's in Maryland Bell Park, where there's another gentleman there that he meets there for like the past 20 years, and they share a beer. And I can tell you that I don't even know if they know what each other's names are. They just know that they do this and that they see each other. Our people, I don't know. We just love hanging out. We love sharing in a good time, and it's kind of like the love is always there, regardless.
All right. So this weekend you had something. So who were the winners?
Oh my gosh, I don't know if I'll remember it perfectly off the top of my head, but I know for
Okay.
sure
I'll just say
our
some of them.
junior king winner came from the band Tribal. Tribal Carnival, which is led by Selena Susahai. And then our junior queen came from the band Revelers, Toronto Revelers, and the band leader
Wow.
there is Jamal McClure. But I mean, I would tell people for sure go to their Instagram pages, take a look. You can go to torontocarnival.ca and also find the links to those two bands and the other bands that are participating. And you'll be able to get lots more information and follow along as they go through their season on Instagram, especially.
Okay. So what's okay? So what's going to be the layout? Like I know you told us the theme, but what's going to come? Like layout like this first, or how is it going to happen? They have
Well, right
opening.
now we're heading into our junior carnival parade, which is this weekend, Saturday the 22nd.
Okay.
I It's kind of like cute times 1,000 billion to see these little humans dressed up in carnival costumes, ready to take the stage, and lots of parents. But it's really a beautiful time where we can see how important it is and kind of what's at stake if this festival didn't exist. Like last year, and I'm expecting the same this year, we end the parade in Nielsen Park. We call it a family day. And I'd say from about 12 p.m. till 8 p.m., it is full of people from all different cultures and backgrounds engaging in Caribbean culture, Caribbean food, Caribbean programming, steel pan, calypso singers, and all from our junior performers. So that one is coming up this weekend. Then we have kind of a bye week, I like to call it. And then we move into Sunday, July the 30th. That is our Calypso Showcase. Then my favorite event on August the 3rd is the King and Queen Showcase. So that one is where people would see all of our big mass costumes compete. Each band has a king and a queen of the bands. And there's also a category called female and male individual. So that show starts at 7 p.m. and ends just before midnight. But it's a beautiful time to be in the stands. It's nice and cool because the sun's not up. You get to see the costumes with the lights on them. And also, it's when you get to see the real performers in the carnival arts. I think often people have this vision of the parade and it's a bunch of people partying in the parade. But what they don't realize is every single one of those masqueraders becomes a performer on that day. When you put that costume on and you go on stage, and everybody wants their band to win. Everybody becomes a performer in their own right. And that's another beautiful piece of the festival, that you can do that. Either way, on the Friday, August the 4th, is Pan Alive. So that's our Toronto version of Panorama that happens in Trinidad. So if you're a steel pan lover, or if you're even just curious, come out to that, because steel pan is at the core and the heart of calypso and soca music. So to see our bands competing, doing different variations and songs like that, it's very, very cool. And that leads into our big day, Grand Parade, on August the 5th. We're on exhibition grounds and also along the lake shore. Our gates open at 8 a.m. and the opening ceremonies kick off at 9 a.m. And people should expect to see the first band hit the lake shore by about 10:30 a.m. So we're getting early. We're starting early. I tell people, I'm like, in Trinidad and in the islands, this is like a 6 a.m. situation. Like at 6 a.m., you better be with your band and ready to go, because we're not wasting the day. It's over here. Right. Slowly we'll get people to get up earlier, but for now, we're going to start.
If it ain't go to
this is a secret. I told people I've never done Juve in the islands because I could never get up. Like I just could not manage. And I'm like, let me save my energy for the parade.
But some people can go right through. They do it right through.
They're crazy. I'm convinced at this point, something wrong with them.
All right. So how do you compete with the people that they're doing their own events, or are they contributing back to you guys monetary for doing their own things off somewhere else?
No, they don't. The festival is the number one tourist driver to the city of Toronto. Okay. We contribute almost $500 million in economic impact. Over 3,300 direct jobs are created because of this festival. But no, we don't get support from, the ancillary events that happen around it. We are in the process of talking to some really important people in the government and also through the Hotel Association, where we're hoping we're going to get additional support, because at this point, this festival is really put on the backs of volunteers and people who blood, sweat, and tears work tirelessly to ensure that the festival can happen. And, while the importance of it is also the economic impact, even more important is its cultural contributions. This carnival is one of the reasons why Toronto and Canada gets to say that it has a rich and diverse culture. It's because of this festival and other festivals that are similar to it. So we just want people to understand and value it the same way that the community does.
Okay. So are you charging for people to go in for the day of the parade?
Yeah, so we have two events coming up that are for that you would require a ticket for. The King and Queen Showcase at Lamport Stadium, that is a solely
Okay.
ticketed event. And then on the Grand Parade Day, any area, or I should say, on Grand Parade Day, there's a free viewing area, which is south of the lakeshore, so Maryland Bell Park and along the lakeshore line. And then north of the lakeshore, you're in exhibition grounds. So anything in exhibition grounds is a paid area, where that's where the grand stage is. So if you have an interest in seeing these bands and every masquerader become a performer, I would definitely recommend that people pay the general admission ticket price and come in so that you can see the stage.
All right. Well, I didn't mean to put you on a hot seat, but people say, "Why'd you ask that?" I want to know if you had to pay.
Yeah, well, ask the questions that people want to know, because that's also why you're here too.
We want to know how much. We got to gather money together, and we want to know how much it is.
No, I absolutely agree with you. People need to know what to expect. The parade is one of those things that we want to make sure that it's also accessible to all people. So that's why it's important for us to make sure that there's always free viewing area and an aspect of the parade that doesn't require admission.
Right. Okay. Well, as long as people, you get some things for free, but some things you have to pay for. Okay. So,
yeah. Also,
it wasn't back in the day. It wasn't back in the day where you just went down and woo, woo, woo.
One of the toughest things that I'm finding about the job is getting people and corporations outside of our community to understand and see the value in what we do. And the first thing I tell everybody is we got to value it first. And part of that is paying for the art and making sure that the festival can survive. But yes, put your dollars away, please.
You guys, if it was me, I'm just saying, for all the years that this thing has been, all the businesses would have had a contract, and they would have to give me a part, because I am bringing in all these people coming into the city. So you better give back to the community some money.
Yeah, no, and I think people are thinking about it more. I think we're being more vocal about the kind of support we aren't getting, and also about the kind of support we are getting. And we have a couple of really great sponsors that came on board this year, and we're pointing at them and applauding them for being leaders in supporting diverse organizations, and also organizations that at the end of the day, the reality is we're an organization that represents people who have been oppressed and are still experiencing the effects of oppression still to this day. So it's really important that we drive that message home and get people to come out and support what we do.
Well, people don't realize that a lot of businesses sell out everything during that time. So
the city of Toronto, we do well. The city, it's like TFC, our football team, has a jersey right now. It's part of their energy kit. And the whole theme around it is that the energy of the city is Carnival during this time. But everybody knows how much Caribbean culture has impacted the city of the Toronto, whether it's the slang, the food, the dress. There's so many things, So this carnival is a representation also of the impact of the Caribbean people on this fabric of the country. And it's really cool. I'm always proud to be Caribbean. And now I'm even more honored that, I get to get up every day and stand in front of something that I truly believe in and that I think is important to the future liberation of my people, honestly.
Okay. All right. So, see, people, we had it here. We're hearing it from the horse's mouth. What's going on? We got the people behind the Toronto Caribbean Carnival. 2023. So, Misha, is there any shout outs that you want to give to people?
Oh my goodness, shout outs. Yes. Okay. First to my mom and my sister, I love you. And then to the entire FMC family, our board of directors, specifically the chair of our board, Jennifer Hurley, and also our general manager, Adrian Charles. If it wasn't for this team of people who get up every day and say, I'm going to contribute to my community and to the families that I care so much about, this festival wouldn't be here. And we stand on the shoulders also of all the people who started this from 1967. We still have people coming to this festival who were there or started that first one. So it's a very special time for the carnival. It's a special time for me. It's the first time the carnival has a CEO that grew up in the festival. So I really just thank everybody for all their support in supporting me and in supporting the Toronto Caribbean Carnival as we move into the next 56 years.
Wow. Well, great thing. So if people want to keep up with you, and you got to come back, either you can come back after the carnival to tell us how everything went.
I would love to come back and be like, we're putting it out there. Best carnival ever, DBoss.
And then you got to come back when you're preparing for 2024. So,
oh my goodness! Now let's do it. It'll be fun.
Now we're getting you. We're getting you. We're getting the juice to the heart of it. So
we can journey along this together.
Well, I'm also part of it because now my name's attached to it.
I love that. I mean, thank you for doing what you do for the community, for women, for the Caribbean community, but also for lending what you do to us and amplifying our voice because, we advance as one people. So I really appreciate you.
All right. So if people have to go find you guys on social media, where can they go find you?
So we are at torontocarnival.ca is our handle, but also torontocarnival.ca is our website where you'll see our tickets. Please buy a ticket to our grand parade. We'd love to have you. It's going to be spectacular.
All righty, people. You heard what she said? It's going to be spectacular. So go get your tickets. Go put your money where your mouth is. We're Real Life Matters here, so we tell it how it is. So anyways, I do want to thank the viewers tonight for tuning in here with Mischka Crichton to tell us about the journey of the Toronto Caribbean Carnival 2023. And she's going to be back here after it finishes. We'll give her to September so that, she can tone down. Because putting on this large mass of people event, masses of people come here.
1.67 million people last year. So
6-7 million. You see, there's a mass of people coming here. So, you got to take time after you put on something like this. You got to take time to rest.
I appreciate you thinking about my well-being. I love it.
Well, everybody, because after that, you just got to kind of, and the thing is, with the Toronto Caribbean Carnival, it doesn't just stop after that. It continues for 2 more weeks.
Yeah, and then we have to re-up for next year too. So I mean, it's kind of doesn't stop.
It doesn't stop. So anyways, I do want to thank you, and I do want to thank the viewers tonight for tuning in Real Life Matters, along with Mischka and her journey. And she's in the hot seat, people. So you got to keep it hot, keep it going. So
come on and support me. That's what she's telling you to do.
Don't keep dogging the woman out. Help us. Put your money. The coin is good.
Thank you.
All right. So good night, everybody. Bye.
Bye.